Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Toy Amigos YouTube channel. This is Cheney180. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Battletoads Rash from Premium DNA Toys. Huge shout out to them for sending this out for me to check out. And yeah, let's get into it here. So as we can see here, we've got Rash, and I'm not the biggest Battletoads guy. I don't know a lot. I didn't play the game a lot. It was very hard when I was a kid, so I didn't play it that much. But we're mostly here to talk about the figures. So we're going to highlight the figure here and see what the thoughts are on this thing. As we can see here, there's plenty of articulation. We've got a nice soft plastic belt here, which looks nice. It's painted very nice, sculpted well. It's got a little peg so you can remove it if you like. He's got his sunglasses on there. Nice paintwork on the teeth here. That looks very nice as well. These arm wraps are a soft plastic and can be removed if you like. So that is cool. Same thing with the knee pads here, the spiked knee pads. Those look very nice. You've got the spotting all over the figure here, which looks good. I do dig that. I like the nice flat look on the glasses there. The feet are very nice and wide to carry the weight, because this is a heavy figure. Like, his top torso is very beefy and very heavy. It's a very heavy figure. It seems to be the running thing with Premium DNA Toys, is their figures are very heavy. Put a lot of plastic into them. So yeah, let's go ahead and check out his accessories. All right, so Rash comes with a whole bunch of stuff here. We've got his axe for his foot, which is painted very nicely, sculpted very nicely as well. You can see little cracks and stuff in there. It's got nice dry brushing on there. One thing I did notice on mine though is the glue this wasn't glued in all the way, so this does fall out. I will need to hit it with some glue later to make sure it stays on. But everything looks really nice and painted on this, and it pegs in on the the other side comes off as well. Look at that. I thought it was just one. The leg pegs into here pretty well. So there is that. And then we have this spring-loaded mace here, which is also painted very nicely. The spikes on it are very sharp. As you can see, when you're trying to get this thing on, the leg to connect in here, you do poke your hands. I did notice that. But this came out nice. It's nicely painted, nicely sculpted. This does have a little bit of a spring to it, as you can see. So that is cool. Then he comes with this giant hand here, and that plugs in just as well. So that looks nice, nicely sculpted. There is some paint along there too, like some dry brushing or whatnot. I don't know if you can tell on the camera here, but it's not just straight green plastic. So that is cool. Then he comes with this boot to kick his enemies with the spikes in the bottom as well. Once again, painted very nicely. Sculpt looks good on it. Getting the leg into the peg there is a little bit tough as well. But yeah, no, this is sculpted nicely. Looks good. And along here, he's got two sets of open kind of grabbing hands here, which look cool. So he can grab onto enemies or climb up things and whatnot. And then you have two relaxed or gripping hands here, so you can grip things with that as well. So that is very cool. And one more thing I did want to mention is his glasses are removable. I didn't notice that. And what I really like about it is you've got the little pegs here, and they peg into the black areas around the eyeballs. So that's pretty cool. I do dig that. And so they just peg right back in there, and you're good to go. But let's go ahead and check out some articulation. All right, so articulation here, there's some things I enjoy and some things that kind of bug me a little bit, but we'll tend to go through all of them here. And yeah, we'll go through the whole gamut here. So the head is on this barbell peg here, and it just plugs into the top of the torso, as you can see there, which gives him a decent amount of motion. So he can look up fairly well, look down, side to side, not so much, but you can get him to, you know, rotate it. So that is cool, because you can kind of have him hunched over and looking up, or looking down a little bit, if you will. So that is cool. We've got a swivel and a hinge here in the shoulder, and that goes all the way around and up about that far. The one thing that kind of bugs me is I can't really get the arms down all the way to a profile, but that may just be because of his, you know, super small waist there. But we do get a bicep swivel and a double hinge elbow with a decent amount of range there. We got a hinge and a swivel here in the wrist, which looks good. You know, big buff toad here. And then you've got a barbell joint here in the upper torso area, which allows for swiveling and a little bit of crunch. So you get a little bit of up and down there. So that's not bad. But you can pivot it side to side and kind of move it around. The legs here at the hips, they have drop down, so you can get the, you know, the legs to kick up there, which is cool. And they go out about that far thanks to that wonderful drop down. One thing that I do wish that this had is like some kind of a thigh swivel, because there's a little bit of one here in the leg, but it kind of clashes. So even when you're, you know, you try to bring it, turn it in, it kind of clashes against the hip here, and you can't really get it to turn the way that I guess I would prefer. We get double hinged knees right here, and you got a nice soft plastic here for the knee guards, which looks very nice. And it gets up out of the way, and there's no issues, and it looks really cool. And then finally we have a hinge here at the ankle, and then a ankle pivot here. And I would like a toe hinge, but I understand why they didn't go with it, because his feet are very long. As I said before, it's a very heavy figure, and you're really using a lot of this tension here in the front of the foot to kind of balance the figure. If he had had a toe hinge, I could see those possibly, like, you know, getting loose after a while and the figure falling a lot. I know I preach a lot about wanting toe hinges on, like, you know, some of the Jada Street Fighter stuff, but I can see why it wasn't done here. I can completely understand. But other than that, you can get this guy in some pretty cool poses. Due to his buffness and his, like, I guess, I don't know what the muscle back here is called, but that does kind of, like, prohibit a little bit of articulation. But other than that, you can get him into, you know, some fun poses and doing some cool stuff here. So that is pretty cool. But let's go ahead and get on with some comparisons. So here he is next to Zitz and Porcapig from Battletoads as well. Then here he is next to Ratbones. Then we have him next to the Jada Toys Mega Man and the Jada Toys Ken Masters. Then here he is next to a Super 7 Raphael and a Tunchi Studios Metal Slug Eerie. Alright, final thoughts on Rash here. Overall, I do like the look of the figure. You can tell exactly what it is by looking at it. It does have a nice quality to it. Like, it does feel like it's a high quality figure. The joints aren't getting loose on me, so that's good. The top torso here is very, very thick and heavy. It's just a straight hunk of plastic. It's crazy. I like the addition of the glasses here being removable. That's really neat. I wish that there was a thigh swivel here, some kind of swivel in there that we would get a little bit more than what we get. That's my major complaint with it. The other thing that I have with it is getting the accessories on the feet is tough. For some reason, that peg is real tough to get the to plug into the accessories for the kicking accessories and whatnot. Or that would be my my major complaint. I felt like I poked my hand up with the mace, just trying to get it on. But yeah, I mean, due to his, like, you know, stature and whatnot, articulation in the shoulders is going to be, you know, fairly limited. Like, his arm only goes up about that high. But there's no mistaking This is a Battletoads figure. It does look good. It does have a good quality feel to it. I like the soft plastic here used in the knee pads, so it stretches and gets out of the way. Same thing with the belt and the bands on the arms here, so you could take all that stuff off of him if you liked. I would have liked if they included the surprise kind of screaming face. That would have been awesome. But for everything that you do get with it, I mean, not having that one thing isn't necessarily a deal breaker. I mean, you get a whole bunch of accessories and pieces to add on to this. So overall, I gotta say, I do like the figure. I just, a couple hiccups here with the thighs, and I don't know how you would engineer better articulation here for the torso, because that kind of is a hiccup as well. But yeah, that's about it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to hit a thumbs up, share with your friends, subscribe if you've not already. Check out the podcast Chatmigos Assemble on Tuesdays, and They're Not Dolls on Thursdays. All right, take it easy, guys.